That's Where She Grows. Today I wanted to go over a few tips and tricks for what to expect when you're expecting your plants in the mail. I know when you're expecting your plants in the mail, it can be a very exciting time. So I wanted to take the moment here just to make a quick video to go over some big topics to discuss so that you can have the best possible outcome with your new plant babies. I'm aware that on a lot of plant forums, I hear a lot of feedback from people. I watch what other people do when they receive their plants. And sometimes it's not quite the best way to set your plant up for success. And I want everyone to be successful in growing the best plants in the best way possible. Now, one of the first things that you want to do once you receive your plants, of course, is you want to open your package once you received it. And you want to inspect your plants thoroughly, each individual one, for pests as well as any damage. Specific damage you want to look for is if there's any mold, if it's moist, as well as for any bug damage. You want to see if there's any small discoloration in the leaves, or you want to see if there's any chlorotic action going on. Now, is that plant taking the nutrients out of the darker leaves? And is that leaf turning a lot lighter in color, which would indicate that the leaf is going to be consumed and no longer good. Another part of inspecting your plant is actually also going to be the root system. If your plants are fully potted, I don't recommend necessarily checking the roots that thoroughly. You can take them out of the pot briefly just to kind of see, or what I usually do is look at the bottom of the pot, because your plants will most likely come in a nursery pot like this. Look at the bottom here, and if you see a lot of roots sticking out, then you're going to want to consider potting that within a couple of weeks or maybe like a month or two. But it's perfectly fine as it is without taking it out. You want to let the plants acclimate in the original pot that they come in for at least 1 to 2 weeks, because they go through a lot of stress when they're being shipped. You definitely don't want to add to that stress of the plant. So you want to leave it in its nursery pot, or which pot it comes in. Doesn't matter what your plant arrives in. If it's in a pot and it has soil or some kind of medium, leave it in there for 1 to 2 weeks at a minimum for it to adjust to your new home environment. It has new lighting conditions and new temperatures as well as humidity. And so you would definitely want that plant to succeed. So leaving it there for basically as long as possible will definitely be a bonus for you. Now, you know what you're probably thinking is, Nicole, but I have this really cute pot and I really want to repot it. Like, you want to check the roots, you want to get in there. But trust me, just let this baby rest for a couple of weeks. The plant will definitely thank you. What I recommend in the meantime is having a cache pot. This is what I put all my plants in. Everything that I buy generally stays in their nursery pots. This one's been in here for a couple of months. And then I put it in here, which makes it much more decorative. Look how beautiful that is. Right, and when they have a nursery pot and a cache pot combination like this, you can look into the bottom of your pot for water as well. So when you water them, you can ensure your plant is not sitting in water. So you can water it, and after a couple of hours, take this up, dump any water out, put it back in, and then you're going to be good to go. So that is definitely one of the best ways to have your plants situated, is going to be the nursery pot and cache pot combination. So don't be in a huge rush to take it out of its nursery pot. It's guaranteed it will be much better off if you just let it sit for a couple of weeks. Another thing that I'd like to mention is when your plants arrive, take photos of them. Even if they're in good condition or you don't really see anything necessarily wrong with it, take thorough pictures, like high quality pictures in good lighting of your plants, so that if something does happen and you need to refer back to the person you bought them from, you have proof of how they arrived, right? Because someone with a trained eye might be able to see something that may not be necessarily observant to someone else who may not be as familiar with these plants. So that's definitely a good thing. So if you have any issues in the near future, you know, within like 1 week or so with that plant, then you at least have proof. When you first receive your plant as well, you definitely want to check the soil moisture. One of the ways you can check is by weight of the plant when you're feeling it. You can tell when a plant is quite moist, it will feel much heavier. If your plant is very light, you may want to give it a drink. Another way to check is put your finger in the top inch or so of the soil. If the top inch or two is still dry, you can give it a little bit of a drinky. If it's not like super dry, then I would just let that dry out a bit before you consider watering it. Maybe wait a week or two. I would not recommend fertilizing your plants for at least 3 months when you receive a new plant. The reason being is most greenhouses that you purchase from will actually provide like a slow release fertilizer inside those plants. That generally most slow release fertilizers are actually good up to 3 months, depending on which ones they are. I definitely recommend just letting the plant relax for a little while. Don't bother with the fertilizers. It will be safe, I promise you. Your plant will be golden without adding extra fertilizer. One main thing as well is if you're ever in doubt when it comes to your plant babies and you're worried about it and you're not sure what you should do when you receive them, never be afraid to reach out to who you purchased them from and address any concerns with them. If you think your plant is too dry, contact the dealer that you got them from, or if you think it's too moist, contact them, because then you can figure out what's the best way to handle that. Everyone wants your plants to succeed and grow for you as quickly as possible and just be the best that it can be. So if you have any issues with your plants when you receive them or you're not sure what to do, definitely reach out to who you purchased them from to get more information, because not everyone knows everything about plants, especially if it's a new variety for you, but who you bought them from will definitely know how to care for them. So if you have any questions or concerns regarding today's video, feel free to reach out to me at thatswhatshegrows@gmail.com or on my YouTube channel under the comments. I just want to hear back from you guys. So thank you so much for watching another episode of That's What She Grows today. I hope you all have a blessed week. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Love you all.